And then he talks on colonialism, but he says that now he is invited to deliver the Ashby lecture in the University of Cambridge. He doesn't want to talk about colonialism, but at times he says that even though he doesn't want to talk on colonialism, it becomes a part of his speech. He says that I will state simply my fundamental objection to colonial rule. He says that he doesn't want to select the topic of colonization or colonialism, but he describes his objection towards the colonial role. And then I will again read from the text. In my view, it is a gross crime for anyone to impose himself on another, to seize his land and his country, and then to compound this by making out that the victim is some kind of ward or minor requiring protection. See, very clearly Achebe describes why he dislikes colonialism. First of all, there is no justice in colonization. No country has any right to colonize another country. No person has any right to overrule another person. Because freedom is our birthright. Nobody has any right to deny freedom. And then when the colonizer comes, the colonizer has a feeling that he is of a superior standard, and he believes that the colonized is of a lower status. That is another crime which Achebe says is very serious. The condescending attitude, the feeling that the colonizer is superior and the colonized is very weak. And again, they have a feeling that the colonizer will be having a feeling that it is their duty to protect the colonized, which Achebe hates. Even the aggressor seems to know that. That is why he will always camouflage his brigandage with such brazen hypocrisy. And so the only point is that Achebe describes his dislike for colonialism. He says that colonialism cannot be, he doesn't want to make it a subject of his essay, but he says that he cannot approve of colonialism at any cost. First of all, it denies freedom to the colonized. Nobody has any right to take away the freedom of another person or another country. And then again, the colonizer will be always having a superior feeling. He feels that the colonized is a weak group which needs protection. And so then in the paragraphs 16 to 19, which I am not going to read, there is a reference to the ruler of colonial Congo. And then he compares colonialism of his land with that of Congo and King Leopold II. And see, the description is given. He says that it would be downright silly to suggest a parallel between British colonial rule in Nigeria and the scandalous activity of His Serene Majesty Leopold II in the Congo. And so then see in the 2 or 3 paragraphs there, what he does is that he compares the British colonial rule in Nigeria to the rule of Leopold II in the Congo. The parallel is drawn between the two. And again, he makes a reference to the character of Mr. Kurtz in Conrad's Heart of Darkness. And then he says that Kurtz, Mr. Kurtz, is a creation of the European culture. Then again, he talks about the colonizer and the colonized. The difference or how the colonizer and the colonized, how they are affected by colonization. He says that the colonizer is wounded by the system created by him. The colonizer also is wounded by this system created by him. And he also loses some things like he loses the sense of the ridiculous, the sense of proportion, the sense of humor. See, in this arrangement, in this colonization, the colonizer also loses many things. He is also wounded by the system. Then what about the victim? Victim suffers greatly. The colonized suffers greatly. He is dispossessed. He is dispossessed of his land, of his culture, of his language. He is rendered powerless. See, in the colonizer-colonized relationship, the greatly affected party is the colonized. The colonizer also is wounded by the system. He also will be having some small losses. But who suffers greatly, who is victimized? The colonized. He is dispossessed of his land, of his culture. And the colonized is rendered powerless. But the colonized people, see, don't think that they will always remain desperate. They will be laughing with their sense of humor that lifts them out of despair and desolation. And so, because of their sense of humor, the victim also comes out of this despair and dissolution. And so, this is what he says about the colonizer and the colonized. The victim suffers greatly. He is dispossessed of his land and culture. He is powerless, but humor is quintessentially human. Because of his humor, the victim lifts himself out of the despair and dissolution. And then after that, you come to the parents of Achebe. He talks about, Achebe talks about his mother. He talks about both the parents, first about the mother and again about the St. Monica's Girls' School, where Achebe's mother studied. And so here also you will see the relationship between the colonizer and the colonized. The relationship that exists between the colonizer and the victim, or the colonizer and the colonized. And so in the coming paragraphs, you will see a reference to St. Monica's Girls' School. My mother, I will read from the text. My mother, after she was betrothed to my evangelist father at the turn of the 20th century, was sent to the newly founded St. Monica's Girls' School in our district, the first of its kind in Igbo land. As a special favor, she went to live with the principal, Miss Edith Ashley Warner, and her small band of English teachers, and performed the domestic work there. And so the point is that here you will hear Achebe talking about St. Monica's Girls' School. He describes about the school and Miss Warner and Achebe's mother in order to show the relationship between the colonizer and the colonized. And Achebe remembers that his mother stayed in the school with Miss Warner, Edith Warner, and the other teachers as a token of gratitude for the education that she received in the school. Achebe's mother went to live with the principal and the other teachers, helping them to do their daily work. In return to the service that she received from them. What is the service that Achebe's mother received from these Westerners, from Miss Edith Warner and the other teachers? She received education from them. And so, in order to show gratitude, she stayed with them, helping them in their domestic work. And Achebe's mother was the daughter of the village ironsman. See a funny thing that is explained. Her most terrifying early experience, the discovery one night in a bowl of water, her mistress' dentures, the false teeth, or in my mother's words, her entire jaw. See, these are all the funny things given. When I was growing up, 30 and more years later, the picture of Miss Warner still hung on our wall. She was actually good looking and her jaw seemed all right in the photograph. A complete lady in Amos Titola's word. And so she says that the mother, she was treated like a mere servant, as a slave. But even then, she was always grateful to Miss Edith Warner. And Achebe remembers that her portrait was hanging in their wall for years because the mother always appreciated the work of Miss Edith Warner, who helped her in getting education. Then one evening she told my mother to eat the food in the dish and afterwards to wash it carefully. She was apparently learning the Igbo language and used it on this occasion. She said, "Awak wanafile," which should mean don't break the plate. Except that Igbo verbs are sometimes quite tricky. My mother, unable to contain her amusement, gave way to a barely suppressed giggle, which proved to be a great mistake. And see, again, another incident is given to show the relationship between the colonizer and the colonized. How Miss Edith Warner treated Achebe's mother. She was punished even for silly mistakes. Actually, Achebe's mother was staying with them in order to help them in their daily work. He says that one day, Miss Warner told Achebe's mother to eat food and then to clean the plate and then to wash it and all. And there she uses, by that time, Miss Warner also was trying to study the Igbo language. And Achebe says that Igbo language is a very tricky language. A beginner cannot use it in the full sense. And there she uses the word awak wanafele. Actually, it means don't break the plate. That is, Miss Warner, she tried to use an Igbo, or she makes a Igbo usage because she was studying Igbo language. And hearing that, see, the meaning becomes totally different. Actually, he wanted to tell Achebe's mother to eat food in the dish and afterwards to wash it carefully. And so, hearing the wrong usage, Achebe's mother cannot control her laughter and she giggled outrightly. And Miss Warner was very angry. She took a stick, a huge stick, and gave her nice beating. And then she gave Achebe's mother a stern lecture. That is, don't laugh at others. See, I am a beginner in your language. I may make mistakes. At the same time, she has the feeling that she is a superior person. She has every right to make mistakes. But don't laugh at me. And so, again, this incident also is described in the text. My mother told that story many times in my hearing, and each time we would all laugh all over again, because our Wanafele is quite hilarious baby talk.